Welcome to the underground, you rebel scum. This is the American Expat. Now, I've been seeing in the news, and you probably have too, a lot about this Palantir system that's supposed to be like a central node in the surveillance state. I lived in a surveillance state once. It turns out that the United States kind of is too, but, I lived in a real, not secret surveillance state. But anyway, I decided to look into this because it kind of worried me. Hey, the government, even under Trump, is coming up with this new surveillance state business and making sure that's recording. And I thought, could that be true? What is really going on here? So yeah, we'll dive into that here in a second. But first, let's grab a cup of coffee. Thanks for sticking with us. Now, this isn't a serious place, so hope you don't mind the casual nature of the video. Those of you who are regulars here, you know how it is. So yeah, I saw this thing about Palantir and all these people. And I'm like, gosh, this is something weird. I've never heard of it. It's like out of the Lord of the Rings, the seer stones and all this stuff. What is this? What exactly are they trying to do? The first thing that came up when I looked into it, Palantir was something they were using in the first Trump administration for Customs and Border Patrol, with ICE going in and finding people. I guess what it really is they take in databases and things that the government already has, and this system makes sense of it, makes connections in the information that the government already has. So I don't, they're trying to scare. There's always a reason. When something comes on the news, there's always a reason why everybody's talking about it. There's always a reason. The stock prices jumped up. I assume the people that don't like Donald Trump probably don't want to see this company that has been working with the Trump administration doing well. So there's the first motivation. The other one is that they're using it for border control and, getting rid of the illegal immigrants that they want to get out of the country. I don't know who in their right mind. I don't understand the whole thing. I've heard it explained about the illegals coming in and how they're supposed to do work because our population is shrinking or something like that. I don't know. That doesn't make a lot of sense, because if it did, then countries like Japan would just open the doors and say, hey, come in here and do all the work for us. But they're not, because they're not stupid. Now, maybe I'm stupid and that I just don't understand, but it just doesn't seem to be what makes sense. What they should be doing is encouraging people to have families and that sort of thing. But, the American family's been broken for so long now. I remember when I was a kid. Anyway, that's deviating from the thing. So, yeah, it has to do with that. Apparently, they've been awarded some contracts from the military. They're going to be doing a lot of logistical work, making sense of things. This is, I really think what is happening is they're trying to update some of the systems that are in place now that are very, very inefficient. I mean, think about it. We live in a world where Google's able to track everything that an individual does. They have millions and millions of, people uploading, let's say, to YouTube. I like to think of what's been happening with my main channel. They can actually reach out to me. Now, clearly, there's not an individual, a person, a human being like you and me over at YouTube or Google that's, sending me specific information about my channel saying, hey, this is what we want you to do. I'm too small for that. But the AI can do that, with millions and millions of people all at once. They can reach out and do that to, The government, on the other hand, they don't know what is going on anywhere. They're completely antiquated. Their systems are completely out of date. And I think that that's probably what this is all about. They're just trying to bring the government into the modern age. Even though they have incredibly high-tech systems, whatever they're using for logistics is garbage. Whatever they're using to try and, gather information and share information between agencies, complete and total garbage. So we're not talking about the government surveilling you and collecting information that they don't already have. This is stuff that they already have. They're just trying to connect the dots so that, they can make sense of it. Now, what does this mean? I don't know. If you were thinking you were going to get away with tax stuff, you're probably not going to be able to hide that as easily, or, whatever it is. Criminal things, most of us here on this channel, probably not going to have to worry about that. But It's to make it harder for. Now, I know. You're going to be like, oh, the surveillance. No, it's information that they already have. They're just connecting the dots across, jurisdictions and that sort of thing. That's my understanding of it. And giving it, it's just Skynet when it comes to the military. That's all. It's just Skynet. It's just taking over military decisions. That's all. And, hopefully it doesn't become self-aware and decide to blow us up. And the next thing you know, there's T-800s walking the streets, stepping on. I don't think it's going to turn into that, right? What could possibly go wrong with turning military decisions over? Now, okay, I don't think that it's tactical. Maybe it is tactical decisions. I don't know. Maybe it is. I have no idea. But maybe it's better at it than we are. I don't know. It can take in large amounts of information that an individual person can't because, we only have our eyes and our ears and that sort of thing to be able to take in information to make decisions. If we could, collect all of that information ourselves, it might be easier for us to do that, but we can't. So the AI is supposed to be a tool that helps us with that. I don't know where this is going exactly, but as far as surveillance in the United States, nothing new. Nothing new is happening. I'm sure that somebody somewhere has been surveilling illegally anyway, and maybe this connects. I don't know. You guys will have to let me know what you think about it in the comments. It's disturbing on one hand, but then when you hear that this is just the same old, maybe it's a little bit less disturbing. And maybe there are other motivations for the news to be talking about Palantir when it's something that's already existed for quite a while. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. Just my thoughts on this whole thing. Hopefully you found this informing. I didn't know what to think. I still don't know what to think, but I knew less what to think before actually looking into it and finding out what this actually is and where it started and where we're at today. I'll leave it at that. I'll see you guys in the next one. ไฟพะวงหลงเฝ้าสาวเจ้าบางปะกงพาหวยงงหลงเก้อหาโอเวรกรรมจำพรากจากไป